Hello, Yellow Okies. Hi, everybody. I got quite a good response on my video about snake plants, and I thought that I would do another one on philodendron. Um, I think I look a little tired. It's very hot in Johannesburg, and but I am so stoked. It doesn't sound like it. I am, I promise. So let's just get right into it. I did remember to press record. So let's, they're in no particular order. I'm somewhat just going to start with some of the ones that are really special. So this is Philodendron florida. It's one of the more unusual ones. I bought this online, the very few online purchases I've ever made, and it arrived fine, and I was even able to make a cutting from it, which is starting to, well, it's rooted and it's starting to push a leaf there. So that's the first one. Then this one is very, I believe the greys and the silvers are going to be popular this year. So this is Philodendron Silver Sword. So you can see it's got this silver color. It also grew nicely, and I made a cutting from it. So this is one of those things where you, I don't know how I will show you, where you look for a node and an air root. Oh my word. And then you just cut and you leave it in some water to root, and then you can plant it. So it's nice and easy if you're into propagating things. So philodendron is one of the easier things, I think, to keep alive. I have to write some more articles, and I want to write about burnout, because last year was hectic, and I don't think it was only hectic on me. It was quite a tough year for many people, and I experienced a form of burnout, I'm sure. So I've put a few things together. One of the reason I mention that is because, you know, when you start collecting plants, it's very exciting, especially in the beginning. It's this whole new world, and everywhere you go, they sell plants, and it's fabulous. It really is. However, it gets overwhelming. You can't buy everything that you see. You don't have the money and you don't have the space, and then things start dying, and you spent a lot of money on certain things, and and then people lose hope, and they despondent, and they're never going to keep anything alive, and where it was this beautiful, exciting thing, it becomes this chore, and you just kind of, you know, it feels like the life is being sucked out of you. So one of the ways that one of the things I had to do for myself was to limit the types of things that I'm allowed to buy. I can't like everything. So I've decided I am allowed to like philodendron. So I've got a few now. So something I've just been reading while I was just double checking the names for you, because this time I want to have the names. So this is philodendron. Shit, now I've got to look. Philodendron Brazil, that's right. So the nice thing about philodendron is you get different ones, and as you can see, this one looks completely different from this one, and they're both philodendron. So this is the trailing type, or the vining type, or whatever word you want to use, climbing or whatever. So depending on what effect you want, you can buy the philodendron that suits your need, and they do just add that little bit of pizzazz in your home. This is another one which is so pretty. It's called Philodendron Rojo Congo. It's got this beautiful red burgundy leaves all through. Yeah, and these things, honestly, they're quite easy. This was slightly more complicated for me. This is Philodendron Birkin. This I got for as a birthday present from a lovely plant friend. The first 4 leaves did not do well. They all rotted. I don't know. I think I'm not sure. I put it in more light and I've moved it to an area where there's less light now again, because why not? But you can still see the new leaf is coming out. So yeah, so I always like to talk about the growth pattern, because I find that's very important. People need to understand. So here you can see, so out of the so I think that it's difficult to see on this one, but out of the last leaf there's normally like a little sheath or something, and then the next leaf comes from there. This one is another one. Isn't that absolutely fabulous? So this one is Philodendron Prince of Orange. Nice big one. Stunning. Now also the other thing, because I was mentioning how people have lost faith in you know, in this type of thing, some of these plants can get very expensive, like the Florida was, you know, expensive, and you know, this silverleaf one, without losing all my soil, but most of the others I just bought at Pick and Pay or wherever, and they really weren't expensive. This is another one that's called Philodendron Atom. Look at that. Can you see that? Isn't that stunning? It's kind of, I don't know, like all scrunchy. And then there is this last, or second to last one. This one is also really quite big. I think this one is Philodendron, which one did I decide this one is? I don't know what this one is now, I forgot. Anyway, so this goes to show that despite your best efforts, you're still unprepared. And there is the new leaf coming. So this is probably a good way for you to see. And then you can also kind of get an idea of, if I was to make a cutting, you know, where I would make a cutting. So there's a node, there is an air root, and then so you would basically cut like over there, which I'm not going to do in this case. And then this one, let me just show you. Sorry for hanging over the screen here. I think I'll get more professional as I go along. So this is a Philodendron scandens. This is actually one of my restaurant pots. So this is awfully forgiving. Honestly, this plant is really, really, really easy to keep going. And again, it has that vining pattern. So yeah, that is 9 minutes of Philodendron. Have a wonderful Sunday.